I think there is about a week left for them to go through these papers that they picked up from Michael Cohen's apartment with the search warrant, and otherwise they're about finished. His lawyer has 15 people working on it round the clock, and some of them are even sleeping there at night to get this finished, to go through all these papers. Trump and Cohen have had a little disagreement lately. They haven't talked much, but Cohen says that Trump is supposed to pay his legal expenses to McDermott, Will, and Emery LLP for about 4 or 5 months, which are $230,000. And there's something going on about Trump wants to pay part of it, but not all of it, and that's caused some disagreement between them. The other thing is, the question is going to be, will he get indicted? Trump's lawyer, Cohen, he hasn't been indicted yet, but frankly, he's looking to be indicted. And I don't know what the charge will be. He's the one that had the $130,000 cash and passed it to the girl that Trump slept with 12 years ago, and maybe there were some other girls. And I don't know what all went on between Trump and his lawyer, Michael Cohen. But Cohen worked for him for about 10 years. So he probably has a pretty good idea of what Trump was doing, whether Trump was involved in anything in Russia or what. And also some of his motel dealings. I know that Cohen tried to put a motel deal together in Russia with Trump, but that fell through. So Cohen has fired his lawyers, and he's going to get this lawyer, Petrillo, who is a civil and criminal lawyer who's an expert on criminal matters, because I think he will need an expert on criminal matters. So the next question is, supposedly they said before that he could get 29 years for this. And Cohen has a wife and 2 kids, 2 daughters. I know he's not going to go in to take 29 years. In fact, just lately he said he's willing to sit down and talk to the prosecutors. That's all he said, he'd sit down and talk. But that tells you right away that his mind could be changing. I mean, when you see that long-term jail sentence, you got those 2 girls there and your wife, you know, that could make you do a lot of different things. So he hasn't been too friendly with Trump lately. They haven't talked much, but I'm looking for Cohen to tell what he knows and testify against everybody. He's not going to jail for 29 years. And now another thing, Cohen was in business with this guy from Russia for years, and they were in the cab business. I can't think of his name, but they run cabs with medallions in New York City, and then they had a cab service in Chicago. Now, supposedly that guy's filed bankruptcy lately, but that guy lately, I think he's charged with 4 25-year sentences for things that he did wrong. I know one of them was $500,000. He owes the city of New York money for cab fares or something. You're supposed to pay 50 cents to New York City every time you do a cab ride. But he has these 4 25-year charges against him. They've been going after him for a while. I just can't think of his name right this second. But he worked out a deal on, it's 100 years total. He worked out a deal where if he testifies for the government against somebody, and the judge has a copy of the order that he signed, the judge on the case has that order with him, and he has to testify against these people or they tear up the order, and he can do 100 years in jail. But with this order, he's not doing no time in jail. 0. He's going to get some kind of probation and walk. So that's an important item. And also the thing is, I don't know what that guy knows about Trump and Cohen and their dealings, because he was in partners with Cohen in the cab business, and I don't know what he knows about Trump. But the the way I could see it, to settle this matter altogether, to settle it, because Trump doesn't want Cohen testifying against him. We know that, and he's been working for him for 10 years, and I don't know what he knows about Trump. But I think Trump will have to give Cohen a pardon, and give it to him. I would give it to him immediately, frankly. And then the next question is, well, if Cohen has a pardon, how about this other guy that got the 100 years, and he signed something for the judge that he's going to be testifying as hard as he can, and he has to do it. If he doesn't stick to that agreement, they could put him in jail for 100 years. So he has to talk and do a lot of talking. Now, I don't know what that guy knows about Cohen. I guess he knows a lot about Cohen. They were partners in business, but I don't know what he knows about Trump. And to get the thing resolved and get rid of it, Trump might have to give this other guy a pardon too. And Trump might have to give himself a pardon. So that's 3 pardons. Trump, Cohen, and this other guy that had the 100-year sentence that just worked something out. So I think that that's what we need. We're going to need 3 pardons. Trump has to pardon himself. Cohen definitely needs a pardon because he worked for Trump 10 years, and he's going to start talking. And this other guy I know is going to start talking against Cohen, but I don't know what he knows about Trump because they've been in the cab business. He came from Russia, this other guy, and he set up the cab business. He knew it from Russia, and he went in the cab business with Cohen. I don't think Trump had anything to do with the cab business, but to resolve the matter and get rid of all these charges and let people go about their business, I think he's going to need the 3 pardons. 1 on the guy in the cabs, 2 on Cohen, and 3 on himself. Thank you.